Buenas a todos, bienvenidos a Genshin Impact en vivo. Y quedamos acá en las cuevas de Kaveh. Entonces vamos acá. Debe faltar poco, pero vamos a ver.
What's wrong, Kaveh? You look quite flustered. Did one of my students offend you? Were the students not astute enough for your liking? I must implore you to go a bit easier on them. After all, they're nothing like the genius scholars you're used to dealing with at the academia. You don't need to strive for perfect understanding. As long as some knowledge has been passed on, that's good enough.
Yeah, I'm mad at them. I'm even more upset that you're scamming people under the guise of teaching them about architecture. The students are all here hoping for a quick way to make money, but we both know that an architect's life is hard and exhausting. Just a little while ago, I was toiling over the 6th draft of a design for a client. If your client is unhappy, you can't break ground, and the longer a project goes, the longer it takes for you to get paid in full. What's worse, if your client disappears in the middle of a project, good luck getting anything from them ever again. You know all of this just as well as I do. Why lie to them?
Look, Kaveh, you may be the light of Kasharawar, but like I said, you still have a lot to learn about making more. You may deny it all you want, but it's a fact that in today's Sumeru, architecture is a terrible profession. Our clients care very little for the effort we pour into our designs. Instead of appreciating us, they spend all their time nitpicking details and demanding changes, often forcing all kinds of ridiculous ideas onto us.
I suppose that's more or less true. Go on.
Why should we cling on to a profession that's difficult and unrewarding? If the field is dying, then a person who still wants to make a good living will just have to change their strategy. If it's near impossible to make money as an architect, then why not just establish a training center and train other people to become architects in our stead?
Wait, how does that make any sense? Aren't you just leading them into the same trap?
We are already stuck, my friend. The more people we can lead into this pit and stack as padding beneath our feet, the more comfortable our lives will be.
Estas afortunas costosas sus dientes.
That's right. And making money as an architect is a slow and agonizing process. In comparison, earning tuition from a training center is far easier. None of the students will ever know, however. In their eyes, all of my income was earned during my years as an architect. It's easy for them to fall for my promise. After all, everyone wants to live the dream of being the person who can spend millions without batting an eye. The more students I get, the more money I earn. And the more real that dream becomes.
And then what? Once they graduate, they'll still find out the truth about architecture and struggle to stay afloat amid all the problems we already talked about. When that happens, your facade will pop like a soap bubble. No one will believe you anymore.
Ah, but that's just one way to look at the problem. No two people have the same amount of talent. But even if they fail to strike gold in the future, you can't say that it's my fault and mine alone. Oh, and also, I never actually promised that they would achieve financial freedom as long as they become architects. All I did was nudge them towards that belief. I'm not even scared if they do come back and stir up trouble. My training center has all the required permits and certifications. Even the Dendro Archon herself couldn't find fault in any part of my business.
How can you sleep at night knowing that you're doing all this? Tell me, is your heart carved out of brick and stone? I can't believe that I once saw you as a decent human being. I am beyond disappointed in you.
And the same goes to you. How many years has it been since you graduated from the academia? If you still can't accept something like this, do you just plan on keeping that worthless naivete of yours until the end of time? Only fools will see art as revered and sacred. In the end, art is just another business. being successful at running a business is an art form in itself. I urge you to think about what I've said. Offloading your pain onto others is the only way a person can live comfortably in this world. As the light of the Sharawa, you've accumulated plenty of fame and respect. It's high time that you use those resources to improve the circumstances of your own life. Think it over, Kaveh. I still believe our collaboration could be very fruitful.
I'm so mad, I feel a headache coming on. There's nothing more I can say to him. I'll resign from my position as instructor. Of course. I'm sure you've realized that as long as I remained at this center, he would be able to use my name to advertise this place. Even if I just sit back and do nothing, others will be deceived and suffer because of me. He is right about one thing, though. These kinds of training centers are everywhere. And even if the academia was to find out about it, it's unlikely that they would take any real action against it. The most that they could accuse him of is false advertising. And even that would be hard to prove. Oh? Did you notice something else? Yeah, you've got a point. The rate he gave me was 300,000 mora per lecture. That probably came out of the students' tuition. And who knows just how much he's been charging the students for attending his classes. If you're gambling everything on making it rich as an architect, are you really going to have the mora to pay for that kind of tuition? Right. We should hurry. The students didn't believe a word I was telling them. They're still daydreaming about making millions. We're never going to get any information from them again if we let Alkami talk to them first. Let's move now before he's had the chance to react.
A dash of frosting! Oh, Mr. Kaveh? What are you doing back here?
Class finished a while ago, but you're still here. Why haven't you gone home?
I wanted to stay for a little longer. I'm still thinking about everything you taught during the class. Even though a lot of it went right over my head, I still thought the houses you drew were really pretty.
Of course they were. All the examples I drew were world-famous landmarks. Each one was the magnum opus of a celebrated architect. It's a good thing that you could recognize them for their beauty. The accumulation of knowledge is the first step to artistic expression. Instead of rote memorization, you should try to relate and to understand. And after that, try to resonate with the work.
Resonate?
Yes. When I first got into architecture, there were many things about it that I couldn't understand at all. I would find a building to be beautiful, but have no idea what made it so good. And for most people, just being able to admire a building is enough. To become a good architect, however, you must also learn to assess and appraise. Going from admiration to assessment will take a lot of time and specialized knowledge, and I'm afraid that some superficial speed training won't be enough to take you there.
Just as I thought. Becoming an architect won't be as easy as Mr. Alkami made it out to be, right?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to crush your dreams. All I want to tell you is that an architect's life is not as carefree and easy as others may make it out to be.
I understand. Thank you for telling me the truth, Mr. Kaveh. I think I'll still stay here for the time being, though, since my family still hasn't paid everything off.
Paid off what?
Sorry, I can't say anything more. Mr. Alkami made it very clear that anyone who talks about it will be kicked out of the class.
Don't listen to him. I am the most famous architect in Sumeru. If he kicks you out, then I'll just take you in instead.
Really?
Why would I pull your leg? I can see you have some talent, so as long as you get your fundamentals down, you should be able to pass the entrance exam and continue your studies at the academia.
Then please keep this a secret from me, Mr. Kaveh? Truth be told, my family is not very well off, so we couldn't really afford the tuition for this class. Mr. Alkami was the one who reached out to my parents. He told them that he knew a merchant by the name of Bahar and that we could get a loan from him. He told all the students that once we graduate, people would come flocking to commission us for projects. If everything went well, we'd be able to pay off everything in just a few years, and all the more we make after that would be ours.
How much did your family borrow from this merchant?
I think it was several million mora.
And what was the interest rate?
I'm not really sure. My parents were the ones who signed the contract. All I know is that the stack of papers was as thick as a slab of rock.
Yeah, I have a bad feeling too. Something about the whole thing feels dastardly familiar. We need to find that merchant to confirm. But if we were to confront him right now, there's no way he'd admit to anything. Good idea. Hey, tell me, do you know where we'd be able to find this merchant?
We last saw him on the north shore of Port Ormos. Who knows if he's still in that area, though?
Well, it'd still be worth taking a look. Architecture... No. The arts shouldn't be used as bait for a scam. We need to do something before the students' lives are ruined even further.
Oh, pescador. Marketing para acá. Receta, gasté. Ah, no tengo. Acuario cristalinas. Uy, tengo arco. Uy, me toca pescar un montón de cosas para sacarlo. Medacas. ¿Cómo conseguí medacas? Ni idea. Alcanza a llegar.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen you guys before. Here for business?
You're Fahar, right?
Yes. May I ask who introduced you?
Alkami. My friend here wants to enroll in his architecture class, but they're a bit short on money. Alkami told us you're the man to go to in this kind of situation.
Me encanta la arquitectura.
Oh, sounds like his business is booming. How much do you need?
Let me see. I'd say around 3 million mora.
Oof, you call that a bit short on money? Anyway, since you're here because of Alkami, I can work things out for you. Make sure you sign the contract, though. Lots of people are borrowing money from me nowadays. Here you go. Don't worry, there's nothing particularly unusual about it. All you need to do is pay back the loan in full within 3 years.
And what if they won't be able to pay it back?
What do you mean, won't be able to pay it back? Once you graduate from Alkami's place, you'll be making millions of mora a year. Easy! At that point, paying this off will be a piece of cake. And even if you were to run into some difficulties and need to delay the installments, it's no big deal. We're all reasonable people here. If you can't pay quickly, you can just pay it back over a longer period. All that would change is your interest rates would get a little higher. It's hard work running a business. If we're taking risks to supply you with mora, it's only fair that you take on a bit of the financial risk as well. Anyway, there's no point in tying yourself in knots over the contract. With the way you're reading every single line, it's like you're worried you're about to get scammed out of your whole life savings. Why would I lie to you? Tons of students at Alkami's place have signed the contract. Aren't they all doing pretty well for themselves?
I just did some calculations in my head. When you say the interest will get a little higher, do you mean it'll get higher than 30%? Of course, the contract did a great job of trying to obfuscate that fact. It only listed the amount that you'll have to repay every day, which gives the false impression that the amount hasn't actually increased by all that much. If you actually do the math, however, it's clear that the amount you need to pay on interest alone will amount to hundreds of thousands of mora per year. Most people can't even make that much mora in a year. Your greed really knows no bounds. Even my creditor doesn't dare to raise rates that high. Once a family signed on to a scheme like this, there's no getting out.
What are you trying to say, huh? I figured something was off when two well-dressed people came looking for a loan. Think you got the better of me? Too many people are sticking their noses where they don't belong these days. Luckily for me, though, this is a pretty secluded spot. Hey, come out and teach these guys a lesson!
Eremites. I've already fought off more than my fair share of them when I was working in the desert. There are only a few of them, so they shouldn't pose much of a threat. Barak, you're up. Following orders. Scanning.
A little mood boost. Burn it down.
Ya se murieron. Está pegando duro.
Who are you and what do you want? I don't think we've done anything to hurt or offend you. So why go this far to destroy my livelihood?
Debt has the power to upend your whole life. I know very well just how miserable living in debt can be. But my debts are the culmination of many different factors, and my interest rate is still somewhat reasonable. As long as I continue to work with my situation in mind, my debts will eventually be paid off. But these students are different. They have neither the mental preparation nor the financial resources to pay back a debt like this. You sold the dreams of becoming an architect to the students as bait, urging them to take on insurmountable amounts of debt to satisfy your greed.
Ha! Everyone knows there's no such thing as a free lunch. It's their own fault for falling into the trap. And if we're going to talk about greed, aren't those students the ones who are blinded by it? They completely ignore the risk that's right there in front of them.
Eso no es lo que me echó.
Ha! And here comes the silver tongue. Surely you use that to reel in the students as well. Even now, many of them are still hopelessly dreaming of striking gold after they graduate. People grow by learning from their mistakes. I hope this will be a valuable lesson to them. Let's head back to the academia and turn this guy over to the Matra. They should be able to link him with Alkami's business.
No pagamos el mío. Ah, hola Fran.
Sino? Didn't think I would run into you here.
My vacation just ended not too long ago, so I'm going over some cases at the academia. Who's this?
No están haciendo todo lo sucedido.
I see. Charging an interest rate over 30% indeed constitutes a crime. As it is highly likely that Alkami is also benefiting from this scheme, the Matra will open an investigation on him as well. The training center will be closed until further notice. Any funds we manage to recover from the suspects will be returned to the students. It's unclear how much we'll be able to get back, however, given their extravagant spending.
That should still be enough. Once the students realize the error of their ways, they won't fall so easily for such traps in the future. Anyway, thank you for your help. I hope this won't be too much trouble for you.
It's no trouble. Just another day at work. How did you two get tangled up in this anyway?
Acá me pretendía que cae como profesor resuelto.
Did you accept any more from him?
He promised to pay me 300,000 mora per lecture, but I resigned as soon as I finished the first session. I didn't take a single coin.
Ah, that's good.
What do you mean, that's good? Would you have taken me into custody as well if I had actually accepted any Mora?
I wouldn't have gone that far. But, had he insisted that you were also an active participant in his schemes, under our rules, we would have been required to open an investigation on you as well. Either way, though, I believe you are innocent in all of this. Had you actually been alright with making money through less than noble means, your life wouldn't be the mess it currently is.
Hey, what was that? What do you mean my life is a mess?
Todos lo conocen.
Never mind. Your life is fine.
You're just messing with me now, aren't you?
Let's get back to business. If Alkami's case can be successfully resolved, you'll be eligible for a monetary reward from the academia. Don't forget to pick it up after the fact.
Huh. I didn't even know there was such a thing. I never would have guessed. What I'm trying to say is that we didn't report Alkami because we thought we could make some more off of it.
The reward will be given regardless of your personal motivations. It was implemented with the intent of encouraging people to supply tips to the Matra.
Fine.
Is there anything else?
I want to go back to the training center one more time and talk to some of the kids.
Sure, but you should wait until tomorrow. My subordinates will shut down the center today, and summon the students to gather information on the total amount of Mora they've lost in the scam.
Alright, then I'll stay out of their way. I can talk to the kids tomorrow.
I have a few other things to take care of, so I'll be off for now. If you want to follow up on this case, just come find me again. Or ask one of the Matra.
That should finally be the end of that. Oh, who would have thought it would turn out like this? All I wanted was to find a new gig and earn some Mora. To think Alkami would sink this low, it still makes me really upset. Still, I think I feel a little better now than when you found me back at the tavern.
Hey, ¿eso por qué?
It's a little ironic, but you could say it's because I've realized that there are many circumstances in the world that are even worse than my own. Now that I've seen such things firsthand, I suppose I've earned a new sense of appreciation for my life. How should I put it? I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to my profession, so I often argue with my clients. The arguments are usually extremely frustrating, and every once in a while I'd wonder if I only became an architect because fate wanted me to pay for some sins I've committed in a previous life. Alkami's suggestion would have allowed me to quit my life as an architect and earn money solely from my reputation. But now that I've experienced that for myself, I can confidently say that I'd never want to do it again.
Pero si pensás que no tengas asiento comercial.
Every scholar has their own sense of pride and a line that they don't like to cross. Of course, when faced with the vicissitudes of life, some will surrender these things to seek a more comfortable life. I can understand that. Just speaking for myself, though, I don't think that's something I'd ever be able to do. The voice in my heart would just keep repeating one thing. The moment I turn away from my dreams would be the moment my career ends. If I stopped devoting everything to my creative activities, I'd be able to lead a more comfortable life. But at the same time, my sense of intuition and understanding for the arts would also begin to degrade. At that point, any materialistic ease I may have gained in life would just become another form of torment. In comparison, my current life comes with its share of difficulties, but at least I'd never have to deal with that kind of existential reckoning.
Vayan, tomen sus propias misiones.
I appreciate it. You may call me conceited for this, but I would also like to think I'm talented enough to be able to lead a decent life without compromising my pride. It's certainly not easy, but I want to keep at it. My thanks again for being such a great help throughout all of this. I'm planning to pay another visit to those kids tomorrow. Want to come with me?
Estaré encantado.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow then. Get some good rest.
Ok, ahora vamos. ¿Qué tenemos por acá? Tenemos un código canjeado y recompensas diarias. Pero hasta las 8.
I never would have guessed Mr. Okami was a scammer.
The training center has been shut down, and the Madra have promised to return some of our tuition. But we've already spent so much time on this class. What should we do next?
Mr. Kaveh said we can keep working on our fundamentals and try to get into the academia. Ha! Easier said than done. If it was easier to get into the academia, none of us would have signed up for the class in the first place. Only the best of the best can get into the academia studying on their own. Mr. Kaveh might be willing to teach us.
Why? What reason does he have to stick around?
So, you're the only ones that showed up today, huh?
Huh? Kaveh's here!
Now, that's Mr. Kaveh to you. I'm here as your instructor, so let's keep things a little more proper. I'll keep instructing you for a while longer. You can pass on the message to the other students. As long as someone wants to come, they can join the class. Oh, also, I'm usually pretty busy, so I'll only be able to teach architecture fundamentals on my days off. Another disclaimer. I can't promise that you'll all be able to understand everything I'm going to teach. Architecture is not an easy profession. Aesthetics aside, even the basics of safe design can already be a handful for most people. If you want to design safe buildings, you'll have to go through a systematic study of structural engineering. And just as a heads up, all of this will be a huge step up from the superficial stuff you were learning before. It'll take both talent and perseverance to get through the course. I don't want to hear anyone say that I didn't warn you.
We'll try our best.
It seems some of you are really serious about this after all. All right, everyone, pack your stuff up. No need to prepare much for today's class. We're going to go on a quick field trip. You'll know once we get there. Come on, let's get going. We'll be off once everyone's grabbed their pencils and sketch pads.
Acá el lugar indicado. Al otro lado. Al otro lado del mapa. Cha cha.
Hurry up, Grassa!
Ahora vamos en moto.
This lighthouse has been around for a long time, and I handled its renovations when I first graduated from the academia. The point of today is not so much about the lighthouse as a building, however. I just want you to take a look at it and do a bit of self-reflection. If you were tasked today with designing a building, how would you want it to look like? Don't think about how you'd actually go about building it for now. Just put your ideas to paper and draw the prettiest building that comes to your mind.
So, it can be, any kind of building?
Yep, as long as you think it'd look good. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a building. If you want, you can draw trees, the ocean, or even a garden area. Draw whatever you'd like. In my experience, it's best to approach the study of architecture from a point of personal interest, rather than for the sake of a career. Both the study and practice of architectural design are extremely difficult. A person who's forced to work on projects that they don't resonate with will only struggle and suffer. So at least for today, I hope the students will be able to create something that they enjoy. There's no need to think about it too hard. They'll have plenty of time in the future to revisit the design and make changes. What do you think? Want to try your hand at it as well? Don't forget that this is a free class from Mr. Kaveh, the light of the Kasharwar. On a normal day, this would cost you 300,000 mora.
El arte y la vida. Es una tetera. Acá tenemos, se desbloqueó otro de los nuevos. Y por acá que tenemos. Completamos. Bien, completamos esto. Y por acá. Ah, ya completamos la amistad. Yes. Ya tenemos Varesa. Ahora acá tenemos misiones legendarias. Kaveh. Terminamos. Ya conseguimos todas las protogemas. Gran 60. Y terminamos con Kaveh. Ahora nos falta Shokyun y Bennett. Casa fantasmas. Chan, 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 chan. Por acá. Por acá salió el logro de recuerdos del corazón. Otros 20 protogemas. Como vamos acá, 193 casi. Y estamos por acá. Entonces vamos por. Ah, espera. Sí, primero revisemos. Sí, es viernes, toca hacer estos. Como es viernes, toca. A subir. Entonces nos dopamos como siempre. Acá está un dope, otro dope y acá otro dope. Listo. Una. Faltan 3 más. Oh, salieron 2, eso es bueno. Uy, 13 segundos, pero el récord está en 12. Una más. Y ahora falta nada. Ya no pasa los 180. Ya, todo sigue. Listo, salimos. Entreguemos las diarias para más protogemas.
Astra Abbott. Thank you for Ad Astra.
Y con esto ya cumplimos todo. Y ahora entonces pues sigamos con la quest. Ahora vamos por acá. Aquí tenemos ya, tenemos la tarjeta. ¿Cómo se nos ponga? La tarjeta.
This is bad. Chef Mao is not at the restaurant right now, and neither is Xiangling. We'll have to wait until he returns. What do we do about the evil spirits?
Si no es muy difícil, yo lo puedo hacer helados.
Oh, are you a good cook?
Suelo hacerlos, pero a mí no me conocen aventuras.
Then I'll leave it to you. Thanks for your help.
¿Sabes quién necesitan?
I'm afraid all I know is that it requires water. But to imbue the effect that suppresses my yang energy, perhaps something special is required. Like different plants, fruits, or herbs, for example. Do you have any experience with such things?
Vamos con flores heladas y chingues.
Oh, that sounds about right. Coming up with the right ingredients off the top of your head like that? You most certainly are an experienced adventurer. Have you procured all the ingredients for the popsicles?
Sí. Empezaron a hacer los helados.
Are they finished? Oh, they look exactly like the ones Chef Mao makes for me. Let me try one. Yes. Good. This is the right feeling. I can sense the energy calming down within me. Thank you, Traveler. Now I have lots of popsicles. Your skills are amazing. If I'd known you possessed such skills, we could have made more for that kid and his family. Right. But he mentioned his family is not well off. I'd still like to help them if I can. Exorcism is my means of helping the people of Liyue live more peaceful and happy lives. If that kid really needs my help, then helping him would be just different means to the same end. Alright. I remember the kid mentioned that he was headed for Chuhu Rock. Let's go find him.
Ok, miremos si estoy yendo por la ruta que es. Me estoy metiendo por la que no es. La que ya pasé. Entonces. Sí. Me metí por la que no era. Entonces ahora voy a retornar acá.
This is bad.
Faltar. Y entonces. Entonces, chiles de Genshin cruzados con el link.
That sounds a little dangerous. But as the saying goes, fight fire with fire. I trust your judgment. Have you procured all the ingredients for the pop?
Toma. Empiezas a hacer los helados.
Is it finished? Ooh. The color seems to be off. Let me try one. Okay. Here it goes. It's so spicy. My throat is on fire. No. This is not good.
El héroe fuera de combate. Lo matamos. Okay. Entonces.
Even the most unassuming.
this is bad.
Vamos con la otra combinación. Intentas con soltencia y bayas.
Those do sound refreshing, but the popsicles aren't sweet. But in case you know something I don't, I'll trust your judgment. Have you procured all the ingredients for the...
Sí, venga. Echémonos y bayas. Empiezas a hacer los helados.
Are they finished? Ah, these look even tastier than my original popsicles. Let me try one. Yes. It tastes fruity and sweet. It's delicious. But I'm afraid it's not as effective at suppressing my yang energy as Chef Mao's popsicles.
Pensé que el helado funcionaría.
Sadly not. But in any case, these should be good enough for now. These popsicles really are delicious. I bet that kid we met earlier would be thrilled to taste this flavor.
Que lleguen y que sean suficientes para esos niños.
Right. But he mentioned his family is not well off. I'd still like to help them if I can. Exorcism is my means of helping the people of Liyue live more peaceful and happy lives. If that kid really needs my help, then helping him would be just different means to the same end. Alright. I remember the kid mentioned that he was headed for Chihu Rock. Let's go find him.
Ah, me envió acá de nuevo. Ok. Ese es el mismo final. Vamos a ver, entonces espectar la vista.
Sorry, I'll leave now.
No, please, relax. There's no need to worry. We're not here for trouble. We couldn't help but notice you standing here for a while and thought that you might have something on your mind.
No, there's nothing on my mind. I just thought the thing you were eating looked tasty. My sister just loves food. She's always super happy whenever we get some tasty snacks. I'm her big brother, and I should take care of her, but Mom says we're too poor and she never lets me buy any snacks.
Oh, you mean one of my popsicles? I'm afraid you wouldn't find them very tasty, though.
Oh, it doesn't matter. My sister's never had anything like that before. I know she'd be happy to try one. Come to think of it, I've never had one either.
I see.
¿Qué pasó?
Well, I only have 2 popsicles left. These popsicles are very important to me, and I might need them if we encounter an evil spirit. Without them, I might not be able to control my constitution.
Deberías darle ambos, recuerda que son hermanos.
You're right. I'll just have to make do without my popsicles then. Here, my young friend. You can have my last 2 popsicles. You and your sister can each have one.
Really? Wow! Thanks a lot! Just wait till my sister tries this. I haven't seen her smile in a long time. Whoa! It's already starting to melt. Excuse me. I better hurry back to Chihu Rock now.
I never expected that something I used to suppress my yang energy would be so appealing to kids. But I wonder how I'll manage without any popsicles. I usually get my popsicles from One Min Restaurant on special order. The ingredients are not complicated, but the restaurant is always bustling with business, and Chef Mao is usually too busy to take my order. Now that I've used all my supply, I'll have to trouble him to make more. Oh, no need. I'm sure I can manage it on my own. No, please don't feel at fault. I think you made the right choice. But if you're offering to come along, then I won't refuse. All right. Please follow me to One Min Restaurant.
Y otra vez me envió la misma. Sí, me envió la misma. Y... Está aquí. Bla 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 bla. ¿Qué tal si le das un lado?
Just give him one? I suppose keeping the other for myself will be enough. You see, my young friend, these popsicles are very important to me. I'm afraid I can only give you one.
That's okay. I don't need one. Just as long as my sister is happy. Thanks a lot. Whoa! It's already starting to melt. Excuse me. I better hurry back to Chihu Rock now.
I never expected that something I used to suppress my yang energy would be so appealing to kids. Anyway, back to our hunt for evil spirits. Earlier it seemed like you could easily discern which clues were most credible. You must truly be a knowledgeable and seasoned adventurer. I still have numerous clues from my friend which I haven't sorted through yet. With my limited experience, it's hard to tell whether they're reliable leads. If you'd be willing, could you please come and take a look with me? Alright, let's go to Wanwen Bookhouse. Please, follow me.
Ahora sí, voy por la redacción.
This is a note that I received from a friend. It has many clues about evil spirits on it. If we check the books here at Wanwen Bookhouse according to the respective clues on the note, we'll be able to find the complete details of each clue. Since you're here to help, I'll just read the clues to you, and you can help me judge if they're credible or not based on your experience. Alright, here are the first clues. At the foot of Mount Chingsa is a violet grass that has turned into a gigantic, man-eating monster. Also, there's a ghostly shadow skulking about Feiyun Slope at night. It's suspected to be a vengeful spirit. And finally, lurking in Liyue Harbor is a massive demon that was transformed from a popsicle. Huh. I've never encountered any such things before. Anyway, could you pick the one that seems most plausible and likely to be the work of evil spirits?
Una campanita de cristal en la falda del monte Genshin se ha convertido en un monstruo de vapores ardientes. Una sombra fantasma que muere por el pendiente y por las noches sus películas. Ese es más creíble este.
This is possible, but it sounds too similar to previous rumors. Many people often pass through Feiyun Slope, so perhaps it's just some sort of misunderstanding. How about these clues? Deep in the Sea of Clouds, a marauding demon has been raiding commercial fishing boats and building a luxurious palace. Or, in Jueyun Karst, there's a piece of 1,000-year-old amber that has gained consciousness and now roams about causing trouble. And lastly, it's said that people often see a demon who loves eating chilies in Wanmin Restaurant.
Hagamos el más idiota. Un demonio.
Even I can tell this is talking about Xiangling's little guoba, not some demon. Okay, here are a few more clues. A strange man wearing a mask and wielding a pole was once seen in the distance around Guili Plains. There's something eerie about his presence. Or, someone saw an exorcist with blue hair who is actually a transformed demon. Wait, what? And finally, there is a vigilant demon adept at concealing itself in mist. Recently, people have found traces of it in Mingyun Village, Guili Plains, and Yaoguang Shou.
¿Qué transformarse en demonio?
Hey! Not fun. It appears most of these clues are either not reliable or nearly impossible to investigate. It seems like there's little here that we can actually use.
¿Sobre quién tiene estas piezas?
Oh, many of these are from my friend, Sincho. He's well-read and very knowledgeable. Not to mention, he's always willing to extend a helping hand. He always provides me with lots of reliable information. If it weren't for my pure yang spirit, I would have already vanquished numerous demons because of him. I'm sure of it. I should find a chance to thank him personally. Yes, he always goes out of his way for me, but he never seems to mind and helps me all the same. Also, he often has something interesting to say. I'm quite glad that I get along with him. Sorry, I digress. I've found another snippet of information here. There aren't many details, but it clearly mentions Wuwang Hill. If we include the test of courage rumor from before, there are already 2 clues pointing there. I've also noticed that the weather in Wuwang Hill has been very abnormal recently. Let's go and have a look. We might just find something useful. Alright, let's head out and see what we can find.
Cartel de libros de la casa mía. Sí, agotados todos. Bueno, por hoy. Gracias a todos por vernos. Nos vemos mañana.